All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Off Camper TV's coverage of the Outlaw Modified Series, powered by the Bootleg Racing League. We are out here for race number 7 at the Lanier Speedway. And joining me tonight in the booth is Dylan Ackard. We're just past the halfway point in the season. We've seen familiar faces up near the front of the field. What can we expect on the back half of this season heading into championship weekend in just a couple weeks' time?
I most definitely see the drivers that we've been noticing going to be kind of like right now we see in the NASCAR, those top three, the final three are going to be definitely the ones we're going to watch out for. Mike Holloway, that
guys,
23
ago, just,
is just
reminder,
going to be just crazy night, and it's going to be very interesting.
All right, 23 of Brian Dent on top of the leaderboard here in this practice session by only 25 one-thousandths of a second over Kurt Smith. Mike Holloway is in that third position, Joshua Banks and Kenny Kibbe. We only have 10 cars out here tonight after last week having our biggest field yet of 15. A lot of guys not here. Don't see Lowell Jewell and a couple of the other guys, Ben Izinga. Of course, he's been hit or miss here these first 6 races. But J.R. Shepard, last week's winner, not looking too fast here in the warm-up session as that comes to a close, getting ready to go to the starting grid here at Lanier.
It's going to be very interesting.
I mean, we always watch out for that 98, that 31. Those are some fast guys. Brian Dent has came on strong as of late. He should be a fairly decent competitor here in these remaining couple of weeks. And it looks like drivers are now finally starting to get to our grid. Going to let them load in. Then we'll run down tonight's starting grid for our 7th 100-lap race in a row.
I think a lot of the members of IRC know about Lanier because of the dirt version. But the asphalt version is definitely going to be quite interesting to watch them go around and conquer. Because unlike the dirt side of Lanier, you kind of don't drive the bottom here. You kind of drive that middle-ish lane. So it's going to be interesting to see if we can see any of those magical slide jobs, or if we're actually just going to see a lot of single-file racing. But it's definitely going to be interesting to see how the Lanier grooves come in and how Lanier itself makes it play out. But the starting grid is on your screen right now.
All right, as they are rolling out for 2 parade and last real quick, Joshua Banks on the pole tonight. Starting alongside of him is number 6 of Kurt Smith. Then you got the 75 of John Hine, who did not make the grid. So that's going to bump the 23 up into 3rd. That's Brian Dent. Todd Liston going to be on the outside of row number 2. Mike Holloway in row number 3 alongside of Donnie Moore. Then you have, it's going to be Mark Herzog going to start out of the 9th position alongside of J.R. Shepard. And Kenny Kibbe going to be rounding out our 9-car field now as John Hine did miss the grid. So pace car getting ready to come off the racing surface to the safety of the pit lane here at Lanier. Green flag in hand at the flag stand. Green flag is out. We are underway here at Lanier. A great jump from Brian Dent. Almost getting into the back of Joshua Banks on the initial start. Banks going to pull away by about 2 car lengths as they enter into turn 3 for the first time here tonight. And he is going to lead the first lap. He had a rough race last week. We do see a lot of side-by-side back here with, I believe, that looks like the 57 of Herzog. Getting around Mike Holloway here in the early going. Going to move himself up into 4th. And J.R. Shepard now into the mix as well, going underneath that 31.
JR is showing his speed that he always has every week in that very bottom lane, going and pushing his hardest to get by him. But Mike Holloway in that 31, Sonny D machine stuck, hasn't committed to that bottom lane all the way yet, still taking that middle to high side of that 2nd lane, but finally falling down into that bottom lane. But going back, everyone's single file, and it does look like it's going to be a very bottom end driving against that yellow dotted line around this track for the next 95 laps.
Yeah, seems like it's going to be a lot of follow the leader here tonight. J.R. Shepard starting to close in on the back of Mark Herzog now for that 4th position. And you could see a couple of these guys dipping those left front tires below that yellow line, using a little bit of the apron to help these cars rotate, get them a little looser as they come out of the turns, try to keep some momentum. You see the 98 just barely dipping it below that yellow line. He's going to have to back off of Herzog as they are still trying to, well, Shepard's still trying to get up there and exert a little bit of force, get himself up into the 4th position. But still out front, Joshua Banks has about a 6/10 lead over Brian Dinh, Kurt Smith. Your top 3, and there goes Kurt Smith to the high side. Herzog underneath of him, going to take over that 3rd position. J.R. Shepard going to follow suit and take away that 4th. Now Holloway is going to fill that gap on the bottom as well. Kurt Smith having a lot of trouble here early on.
Wow, Kurt has just lost, I want to say that's over 4 positions in that little miss up right there. So just let the car up just a little bit too much, and now he's sitting last place. Second to last place in 8th.
Yeah, almost listed. Don't know what happened to him on the start. He started, I believe, out of the 5th position. Just not his night either. That Pepsi machine, he's definitely going to need to put some more quarters in there to see if he can actually get a drink to go down. But just hanging out in the back there for right now. You see Donnie Moore, 26 car, trying to get around Kenny Kibbe as well. I mean, pretty much right here where the meat of the racing is happening, that is where most of our fastest competitors are as of right now. I mean, J.R. Shepard, of course, a 2-time winner here this season. Mike Holloway right behind him, a 2-time winner as well. Though Brian Dinh's gotten a win in that 2nd position. Joshua Banks, though, he is on rails right now. Almost a 2nd lead here, coming to complete lap 14 of the scheduled 100 laps for tonight's distance.
Yeah, Josh Banks, you know, I definitely want to say these track position matters a lot, especially at shorter tracks like this. You know, these guys haven't had a lot of cautions throughout the whole season, so they know that, you know, once they start going, they're going to be going for quite a while. Maybe get 1 or 2 cautions here and there, but other than that, they're going to be going racing for the whole night. And so, but track position is most definitely key, but Josh Banks is pulling an amazing run, but going around looking at the back, J.R. Shepard goes around and takes that inside away from that 57 of Mark. As Mark's holding it there. He's not letting him by.
Yeah, I've been watching it for the past 2 laps. Herzog did not get into turn 3 properly. Shepard just inching his way past that 57, coming out of turn 4 right here. Now Herzog still running that top line. He's going to lose that spot. He's going to be able to squeeze right in front of that Sunny D machine, the 31 of Mike Holloway. Holloway gets into him. Herzog's going to go around. Caution is going to come out here. Mark Herzog, unfortunately, the victim there. Let's see if he gets this thing turned around. Yeah, he's going to be able to. He's going to stay on the lead. Well, hold on now. Hold on now. Stay on the lead lap there, bud.
Come on. Go, go, go.
And that's going to be our first caution of the evening. Joshua Banks still your race leader, but the exchange between Herzog and Mike Holloway, the cause of the caution here early on at Lanier.
Taking a look back, it just looks like, unfortunately, Holloway was already down there. He was already have that bottom lane committed, and maybe just a little bit of a lack of communication with the spotter about, you know, a little bit of gapping that there was, you know, but he was definitely never cleared to make that kind of pass on him.
No, it just looked like Herzog he kind of took a different line. Holloway didn't expect him to come all the way down, and Holloway charged the corner, and unfortunately that's the result of trying to fit 2 cars in the same space at the same time. It just does not work. So Holloway does get that 5th position. Kenny Kibbe into the top 5 for the first time tonight as well. That 14 car up into the 4th position. J.R. Shepard's in 3rd, Brian Dinh in 2nd, and Joshua Banks leading every lap so far here at Lanier. Now, of course, if you're new to the series or anything of that nature, you can come in, you can take fuel. But You cannot change tires. They stay on the same 4 iRacing.com rubbers for the entirety of this 100-lap event. If they do happen to come down and take tires, they do get penalized for that. So we haven't seen it yet this season. Of course, this is invitation only through the Bootleg Racing League. They have a couple of other series that they run before this race. They got a street stock and a limited late model series. And, of course, this is the Coupe de Gras, the Outlaw Modified Series, live here on OCTV, getting set to go back to green flag racing. The pace car leading them on the last parade lap of this caution period. Joshua Banks, he's got a couple of hungry folks behind him. Let's see if he can recreate that magic that he did on that first run and get back out to a substantial lead over Brian Dent. Green flag is out. Back underway here at Lanier.
Wow, Josh Banks had an amazing start on J.R. Shepherd, but J.R. Shepherd taking up no time to wait, passing that 23 of Brian Dunn, and right now battle for third with Mike Holloway and Brian Dunn as Holloway takes that bottom lane, currently has the upper hand, but hasn't got the pass done yet, but he's making it there, but now Brian Dunn has to be battling that 14 of Kitty Cubby, but he's not giving up on that top side. But there goes Kitty Cubby going right down that bottom lane, almost hitting that inside wall, but getting that rotation. And man, you were just in second place, and now he's falling back to 5th, if not 6th.
Yeah, track position in that bottom lane is king right now. Kibby getting around Dent. He clears him out of turn number 2 here on lap number 29. I also have to mention that was unprofessional. Turn your phone off. Come on, man. But Joshua Banks and J.R. Shepherd about to start throwing bows here. Mike Holloway is clear of Kibby. Kibby's clear of Den, as that's your top 5 as they run. Got Liston and Herzog trying to make a comeback here for that 7th position, the 57 car on the inside of the Pepsi machine. Liston rebounding after falling all the way to the back of the pack earlier this race. We can't really say back of the pack because, I mean, it's still the top 10, but he's back caught up with the group as we speak.
It's definitely going to be interesting seeing Mark in that 57, seeing what he can do. You know, thankfully, as of right now in iRacing, you don't get the flat spots. You don't, could have the opportunity to puncture your tire. So you're always going to have a quote-unquote good tire. But I'm very curious about, because he did spin them, and he did build up a lot of tire heat when you spin him. So I'm kind of curious if he's going to be able to come back to the field, back up into at least the top 5. But right now, he is catching that 26 of Danny Moore, but I just don't know if he's going to be able to get to that top 5.
I don't know. He needs a couple of yellow handkerchiefs to come out on the track if he wants to be so lucky to get up to that top 5. I mean, you're looking at pretty much all of our race winners right there in the top 5. Joshua Banks trying to add his name to that list, but he's got a hard charge, and J.R. Shepherd right behind him. The gap less than a half a car length between our top 2. J.R. Shepherd all over the back bumper of the 36 as they head into turn number 1 here on lap number 38 of the scheduled 100. And Shepherd right now, I don't know if he's just saving or if he wants to go ahead and get this lead, get out to a good gap, and then start saving that right front tire, because he is definitely using it right now, trying to stay and keep pace with that 36 car. They've gapped third place of Mike Holloway by at least about, I'd say, a good 10, 11 car lengths. So J.R. Shepherd and Joshua Banks pulling away with this race lead. You can see that 98 car. He turns down at the last second. He's diamonding the corner as we speak, dipping that left-hand side of the race car below that yellow line on the exits of turn 2 and turn 4. He lost a little bit of time to Josh Banks on that exchange in turn number 4, closing in on halfway here at Lanier. And now the gap about 2 car lengths between our race leader and second place.
Currently riding on board with the J.R. Shepherd and that 98 on his bumper, just so we can kind of see how it is. taking that line, the different lines that he and Joshua Banks are taking, two complete different lines on, corner turning, apex, everything. And right now, Joshua Banks is doing a good job, but I'm very curious if JR is kind of just sitting back, knowing that, hey, why do I try to waste that right front tire? I still have 55 laps to go. Or is Joshua Banks is actually pushing the car to stay away from JR? I'm very curious on what is going to happen, but right now, Joshua Banks is keeping a good gap from, I would say, probably one of the fastest drivers in this series.
Yeah, he's got some right-hand side damage on that 36. Nerf bar has been up a little bit during that exchange. Kenny Kibbe up into P3, so he's looking to set his sights on catching up to that lead pack of Banks and Shepard. Holloway back into fourth, and just looking back towards the rest of the field, we do have a side-by-side battle. Herzog has caught up with Donnie Moore. They're side-by-side heading into turn number 3 here halfway in just 2 more laps time. And Herzog trying to get into that 6th position. Donnie Moore not going away, though, in that white and black 26 machine. ASPCA on that machine. He might want to go ahead and give that position to Herzog. It looks like Herzog has finally completed a pass out of turn number 2 halfway here at Lanier. Joshua Banks completing lap number 50 and still out front. And Donnie Moore, we do have one car that's blinking in and out. I'm not sure who that was.
I was about to say something happened to Mike Holloway in that 31, but it just seems like his hamster is not turning the gear fast enough to keep his internet going, because Mike Holloway is having a lot of connection issues right now. But I want to say Mike Holloway is out of the race, but he's still in it. But man, I hope he gets that hamster some little bit extra cheese there. But Mike Holloway sitting in fourth.
I don't think you want to feed a hamster cheese. I mean, they're already skittish enough as it is. Get them blocked up. You're gonna have one angry hamster on your hands. But yeah, oh my goodness gracious, J.R. Shepard drove the entire car underneath that yellow line, trying to get that machine to rotate, trying to keep pace with that 36. I mean, he's doing a bang-up job right now, but he's just not able to get up there and catch up to that 36. 36 is leaving about a half a lane on entry open. So, I mean, Joshua Banks, he's going to have to, watch his entry so he doesn't end up leaving the door open for Shepard, because once the door opens, I mean, he's gonna have to take it, and he might not like the end result there.
And just watching, we were on board with JR just a few laps ago, just showing how, Joshua Banks and JR is just taking these corners completely different. Yes, it is an oval track. Yes, it is a small oval track, but man, right now Josh Banks has found something in his car, in the setup that he's driven. He knows that he could put this car in what he wants to do and have no issue with JR catching him. JR right now is trying to maybe move around the track. Maybe it's getting a little bit too tight for him, or something going on. But right now, you just see JR, he's struggling to find that just tiny bit of extra speed right now to get by Joshua. But talk about some extra speed coming in. Look at the 14 of Kenny Kibbe coming in, joining the battle. I would definitely see him joining within maybe the next handful of laps, but he will definitely be there. If we stay green, he will be in this little battle.
If there is a way to get a camera shot of the inside of the right front of that 98 car, and just, I'm trying to see if there's any way to do that, because I mean, this guy, he is definitely using a ton of brake here, and you can see the rotors starting to glow when he does so. Brake rotors are glowing on all of these cars, using a ton of brake to get into these corners and set up. for entry. And I mean, still, even through about halfway through the corner, still on that brake as hard as he can be. And I mean, all of these rotors are now starting to glow out here. I don't see much on the 36 car, but that 98 of Shepard, he's definitely got a lot of front brake in this car. So, I mean, it's a good thing that we don't have brake fade on the iRacing.com service, because I'm pretty sure if that was the case, he'd already be towards the back of the pack by now. Banks still out front, leading every single lap. J.R. Shepard closing in on that back bumper of the 36, once again putting together a nice little attack. Gonna see if he can't get around that 36 car. Joshua Banks putting on a clinic so far here tonight. Here, a car went around somewhere. I heard something crash on the front stretch. It might have just been some internet issues, but they're closing in on Todd Liston as well. He's running in ninth. He's only got about another handful of laps before he gets put a lap down here. But that battle for that race lead, J.R. Shepard, he's trying everything he can in that 98 car to get up and, you know, keep up with that 36 lap after lap. You can see that both of their lines are completely different. Banks entering in a little bit higher than the 98 is, and the 98 running the absolute bottom of the racetrack. I mean, halfway into the apron as well. You see Banks trying to use that apron in turns 3 and 4 that last time by, but he's not pulling away from J.R. Shepard, and Kenny Kibbe is closing in as well. Kibbe's about 8 to 9 car lengths back from this top two in this battle, closing in on a quarter of the race remaining. We got 26 laps to go this time by, 25 at the start-finish line. And Liston, is he going to be a smart lap down car and ride the high line? That is what he's going to do. He's going to let these boys race. Here we go. 25 laps left here at Lanier.
Oh, we've been looking around a little bit around the back of the pack. I saw someone ask what's going on back here, but they are all single file. Closest battle would probably be maybe fourth with Mike Holloway and Brian Dunn, but they're probably about a good 3 to 5 car lengths back. But the main battle is for this lead and to watch that 14 come join the fun.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at the intervals on my timing screen, I mean, everybody's pretty much got a second on the next competitor behind them, except for this race lead and Brian Dunn and Mike Holloway. Everybody else is at least a second behind their closest competitor in the running order. So, I mean, if there's any side-by-side, don't worry. We're going to try to get there. Almost into the back of the 36 goes Shepard. He had to back off a lot there. It just looked like the 36 tried to come down, close the door, and he does retain that race lead. That could have been extremely ugly here. Back to 2 car lengths goes the gap. 20 laps to go, 19 as they cross the start-finish line this time. Joshua Banks looking to take home the checkered flag here tonight.
I definitely have to say Joshua Banks is my pick. He's been able to keep JR behind him. JR had plenty of opportunities to give him a nice shiny little bump in that bumper bar, but he hasn't yet. But we are coming down to 15 to go in the next 3 laps. And right now, this is all or nothing. We only had 1 caution here tonight, and that was at the very beginning of this race. And since then, we haven't really seen much besides these 3 drivers are now pulling away from that 14 of Kenny Kibbe, which is probably, I would say, roughly maybe back to 13, 14 car lengths back. But man, JR, you can watch JR right now, and every camera angle we put him on, you can just see how hard he is pushing that car. You know, he's all the way against the wall in 1 lap. The next lap, he's, you know, barely going below that the yellow dotted line. He's doing everything that he can to not lose and get second, and do what he can to get that car to just rotate for him and get up to that first place position. But Joshua Banks, I can't be more happy for Joshua if he goes around and pulls off this win with JR right behind him.
Yeah, last week that 36 car was involved in at least 2 cautions. at Southern National. Come here to the shortest track on the schedule at Lanier, and he puts on a clinic so far. We have 12 laps to go, 11 at the line, and J.R. Shepherd, I believe he's giving her all she's got, Captain, because he ain't able to close that gap any more than what he is right now. Actually losing time, about 2.5 car lengths separated him, so he might be trying to cool off that tire a little bit. That right front is definitely screaming, telling that driver, stop using me up. I'm almost at my wit's end here. 10 laps to go, 9 at the line. J.R. Shepherd still tracking down Joshua Banks. Banks has led every single lap so far tonight. Can he close it out here in these last 10 laps?
Right now, it's interesting to me how JR has fallen off this much. You know, JR has been on Joshua's bumper for majority of around 50-ish laps, and now he's actually losing grip. He has lost a lot of time and a lot of track position to Joshua, but look at how Joshua comes out of the corners. He's not pitching the car at an awkward angle, and he can actually get the runs off the corners, unlike JR. JR can go into the corners super hard, but have no exit. And this is what you see that's going on here, but JR is joining the fight. JR is about a one to half car back once in a while, but I think JR might have overused that tire, might just have a little bit too much camber in that right front tire.
Well, here we go, coming to the line. We're going to have 3 laps to go. Can Joshua Banks finish it off here? It doesn't look like J.R. Shepherd has much left in the tank for this 36 car. So Shepherd in second for, it seems like the 4th or 5th time this season. Joshua Banks with 2 laps to go. 8 more corners left here at Lanier for race number 7 of the Outlaw Modified Series, live here on OCTV. White flag at the flag stand, waving for Joshua Banks. He just has to put together 1 more lap, and it looks like he's going to be able to do it. Coming out of turn 2 for the final time into 3 and 4, Joshua Banks throws a perfect game here tonight. He's your winner here at Lanier.
Looking at the rest of the field, not a lot of changes, but man, good job to the 57 on Mark going around, pulling it back up to 6. But final results are on your screen as we are going to watch Joshua Banks burn it down. Or,
all right,
nope, he's just going to stop.
Yep, he's just going to do that. Joshua Banks, of course, your winner here tonight, followed by J.R. Shepherd, Kenny Kibbe, Mike Holloway, Brian Din, your top 5. Mark Herzog, Donnie Moore, Kurt Smith, and Todd Liston. John Hine, of course, did not start, so he will be getting 10th place points. But we're going to go ahead and kick it into our 3rd place finisher, the 14, Kenny Kibbe. You got your ears on, bud?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, congratulations on that 3rd place finish. Kind of a, I don't really know how to describe it. Kind of a boring night behind the wheel there of that 14 machine.
Well, I started dead last, so the very beginning was pretty exciting, and had that 1 restart, and had to get past Mike there, and after that was pretty boring, yeah, but the beginning was a little bit interesting.
Yeah, you just missed that the wreck with Mark Herzog there at the beginning, our only caution tonight. But, starting dead last, making your way back up into the 3rd position. I know it was a kind of a short field, but still an impressive drive out of that 14 car tonight.
Yeah, oh, definitely. It was a good race. I got a little bit lucky, like you said, avoiding that wreck. I did have just a tiny bit of contact, but didn't do anything. And then I, settled in and attacked Mike, was able to get past him, and then by then I didn't think I'd have anything left, and closed the gap a little bit on the 2 leaders, but just didn't quite have enough. And about 70 laps in is about when I started to kind of run out of tires, and from then on I was about able to keep up, but I couldn't close in any further.
Well, just past the halfway point in the season, we've seen that 14 car towards the front, towards the back. I mean, you're pretty much consistent in the top 5 week in and week out. What's it going to take to get that checkered flag here before this season closes out?
Well, it's tough. I mean, sometimes fastest car doesn't always get the checkered flag, but the guys in here are it's such tight racing, and some of these tracks are also hard to pass on, like this one. And sometimes you need circumstances, avoiding wrecks, that kind of thing. And sometimes if you can get the track position, and honestly, if you have a bad night and start in the front because of having a bad night the week before, it can help you, like what Josh did tonight. But yeah, I think it's just a combination of those things, and it just hasn't been our night.
Well, I got a good feeling about it. I think your night is coming. You only have math right now. 11 races. This was 7, so 4 races left on the season. So I got a feeling that your night is coming along here pretty soon. But still, top 3, nothing to shake a stick at, and a good, solid performance out of the 14 camp tonight. You got anything you send a shout out you want to give before we let you go and go celebrate this podium finish?
Oh, just my friends and family who tune in, and everybody else who's watching, and everybody at the Bootleg Racing League. We had clean racing tonight, only 1 caution across all 3 series we ran tonight. So it was a small field tonight, but it was really, really good racing. So thanks to them.
All right, 10-4, Bud. Good luck on the rest of the season, and congratulations on this 3rd place finish. We're going to throw it down to Dylan, who's standing with 2nd place.
Yeah, it was definitely tough out there tonight. Driving these SK modifieds around Lanier, the cars are really tight. Wish the setup was a little bit freer, but yeah, man, Josh drove a great race. He was consistent each and every lap, and just wasn't a good way to try to get around him.
We come to Lanier. Everyone looks at Lanier 2 different ways now because of the recent dirt add-on. But man, you are putting that car completely on the apron to try to help that thing rotate to turn it. Do you think if you could put just a little bit more setup, tuning, changing, anything, would it help, or would just the track itself was just so difficult to do anything by itself?
Yeah, it's hard to say. The thing was definitely way too tight for my liking. I'd like to have a little more right rear spring in it for sure. Try to get it to rotate through the center. That's where it seemed to kind of chatter the tires going in, and then just push real bad coming off. So you could kind of get up to the guy in front of you, and then up off the corner you couldn't really do anything unless you were going to make some contact.
Well, Garon, still a good points night for you, coming in, finishing 2nd. Had a kind of a very you had a very, very exciting night, unlike some of the guys in the back. But, only 4 more races to go, if I'm correct, Wes. Math, right?
Math.
Math's hard up here in the booth. But, only a few more races left in the season. I believe you should have a good points lead now. But, go around. What's the goal that the team has to finish out this season?
Yeah, right now, for the next race or 2, just go out there and have fun and try to do what we've done each and every week. Just try to put the car in a good position and see what we can get out of it. And then after that, we'll see how the points fall and figure out what we need to do.
Well, JR, 2nd place isn't anything to be worried about. You had the speed. You have the speed every week you come in here. But before we let you go and celebrate that 2nd place, and do everything, who do you want to give those shout outs to help make that car that top 3 finish every week?
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to everybody that we were racing with tonight. Josh Banks and then Kenny Gibby coming home in 3rd there. That was a really good race, good run by those guys, and look forward to the next few races.
All right, JR, thank you for coming on in. Thank you for that very exciting racing that we had here tonight. But Wes, that was J.R. Shepard in that number 98 machine, finishing in second place. But you're talking to the leader and the winner of tonight's race, the 36 of J.R. Wow, Joshua Banks.
Jesus Christ. All right. Joshua Banks, tonight's race winner. Wire to wire, dominating performance here tonight. Congratulations. Tell us how you feel.
I feel like amazing. Being able to beat J.R. Shepard is like freaking awesome. So I'm definitely excited right now.
I got to say, that's probably one of the biggest swings in momentum that I have seen out of a car on iRacing so far to date. I mean, last week you were involved in multiple incidents, and this week you get the pole and you never look back. I mean, I'm pretty sure you were looking in a rearview mirror for majority of that race, but never lost that lead, led every single of the 100 laps tonight. Man, you got to be ecstatic.
Oh, dude, it's definitely a good comeback from the last couple of weeks of struggling so bad those weeks, and then coming in, luckily getting the pole and leading most all laps. I didn't know. I thought JR was going to come up there and give it a challenge. I mean, it was close, and I thought he's going to get some runs, but thankfully I was able to figure out something and hold him off. So, like you said, definitely ecstatic. And I'm just saying, I was getting a little nervous down the run, but thankfully we were able to come through.
Yeah, our fifth different winner here in on the season. So, I mean, out of 7 races, you know, it's pretty good odds there for next week being another new winner. But I'm pretty sure you want to make it 2 in a row next week when we go to, oh, geez, I already closed out the freaking tab here on my thing. Next week when we go to the USA Speedway. Oh, geez. Oh, that's I don't like USA personally. But next week, at the USA Speedway. You like your chances there?
I like USA. With this car particularly, it's not my favorite with certain ones, but this one in particular, I like it. It's a technical but not technical track, if that makes any sense. So because it'll get loose on you if you ain't careful, so you got to be aware of that. And I like a little loose in a car, so definitely looking forward to that track actually. So let's just see how it goes.
Speaking of little loose, I heard J.R. Shepard say that he was tight tonight, and he was using that apron to try and get those runs on you and try to keep up with you as well. And you never really dipped below that apron except maybe a couple of times that I saw. I mean, what did you find in the track that just made that 36 car so fast?
I have no idea, to be honest. I was able to make it rotate off the corner. I put a lot of practice time before coming into this race, and then I looked back after doing like a 30-lap run. The right front was really wearing bad if you really pushed it hard. So I tried to take it as easy as I could. Figured out something to help it rotate, and it actually worked and was fast. And the right front didn't really wear as much as I thought it was going to during like over 100 laps. So that was a good thing. So other than that, I really don't know. It just rotated really good, and it got tight a couple times, but overall though, it did really good.
Man, I wish I could have your problem, not pushing hard and pulling away from people. I wish I could have that problem.
Hey, it's not every week though.
I hear you, man. I hear you. Well, checkered flag is yours tonight, as well as this little soapbox that I'm pulling up. Give you thanks, give you shout outs, and who do you got to thank for making that 36 car so fast here tonight?
I just got to thank my teammates. SWA Motorsports, a great support group there, and just helped me get better, and just appreciate them. And also, might as well thank y'all for broadcasting us, man. It's greatly appreciated. Y'all do an awesome job, and thank you for doing what you do, and also our admins and everybody hosting the league and everything. It's been a blast so far being in it, and looking forward to the future.
Awesome, awesome. Well, congratulations on your first checkered flag of this season, and hope to see you back in here some other time.
All right, buddy. You take it easy now.
All right, you too. Now, that's our race winner, Josh Banks. Definitely going to be popping some bubbly here tonight in that 36 Cruise camp. But Dylan, you got anything else you want to add to this before we go ahead and wrap this puppy up?
I was kind of expecting Lanier to be a lot more different race than it was, but going to USA next week, USA, a lot of people don't give it enough love. USA is a great little track. Unfortunate that is now, is it a strip mall or is it motels?
It's a parking lot.
Oh, is it a park?
It is a parking lot.
Well, it's unfortunate it's a parking lot, but it's a great little place. It's fun to be at, and I don't know, I love seeing USA on any car, even if it's asphalt or dirt. So it's gonna be interesting to see what these SK modifieds do there. But it was fun to watch. It's kind of disappointing that iRacing made Lanier this way, but it's fun to see what goes on with these SK modifieds.
All right. Well, I think that's gonna do it for us here tonight. We had fun. I definitely had some good old fun there at the end with those interviews. You know, definitely looking forward to next week at USA. We're gonna go ahead and close the show on up. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see y'all next. I about said Friday for some reason. It's Saturday night at 9 o'clock Eastern for some more Outlaw Modified Series racing. So until then, have a great week, and we will see you next Saturday.